Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday, January the 23rd, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, the shutdown is over. The government is running again. The checks are flowing. Everybody is back to normal. But I think we learned two big lessons from this shutdown that I hope both parties will remember. The first lesson is, of course, that shutdowns are always complicated. It's always very difficult. It's a high political risk to shut down the government. And one of the reasons is that you're cutting the military checks. I mean, the young people in the military don't get their checks, and that's obviously not a good thing. It's a high-risk play, primarily because you're hurting a lot of people who have a lot of sympathy with the public, namely the soldiers. And as you saw in social media over the weekend, a lot of the mothers of these soldiers were pretty angry that their sons' checks were being impacted by the shutdown. So it's a high-risk play and something you have to be very careful with. But it's also something that requires a united party. If you're going to do something like this, a high-risk play like this, everybody in the party has to be on the same page, has to be on board. And that was the problem the Democrats had. They were not united. On Friday night, when they took the vote, 6 Democrats didn't go along. They happened to be senators from places like Alabama, West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri, North Dakota, Montana. What do these 6 states have in common? They're very Republican states. We're going and saying, I've shut down the government over DACA, doesn't make any sense. These senators did not want to be associated with a government shutdown over DACA. It just didn't make any sense politically in those states, so they didn't go along. So Senator Schumer went into this. First of all, he didn't have a united party, and that always hurts a lot because when you're negotiating, if you're not united, you're going to have a lot of defections within your side. And he had defections from the moment it started. He didn't have a united party. He had a very weak hand. And of course, on the other hand, President Trump understood that he had the strong hand, and he basically just sat back and waited for Schumer to come back desperately looking for a solution. So the government is running. I think the Democrats have learned a big lesson is if you're going to shut down the government, you better have a united party and don't do it over something like DACA. Where do we go from here? I guess there's going to be a resolution to DACA. It'll be the kind of resolution that many of us had believed would be fair. Yes, I do think some of these young people should be legalized. I don't have a problem with that. Many of them are doing just fine. They're in school, they're out of trouble, and look, they were brought here when they were kids or whatever, and I don't have a problem legalizing some of them. It doesn't mean that all 800,000 will make the cut, but I think many of them will, and that's okay with me. I think that's a humanitarian move as well as a logical move for the country. Many of these young people, as I say, are contributing to our society. I have no problem legalizing many of them. But I think it's going to come the way I think most of us want it to come, and that is with some border enforcement, with some immigration enforcement. I think President Trump has a right to say, look, if you want me to legalize these dreamers, you have to do this. We need better border security. We have to put an end to these sanctuary cities. We have to stop what's going on in California, where the government of California has basically declared war on the United States over the topic of immigration. We got to cut these things out, or there is not going to be a resolution to the dreamers. So I think we made a step in the right direction, and I hope that everybody learned their lesson, that if you're going to have a shutdown, you better have a united party, because if you're not united, you're not going to succeed. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We have all of these commentaries over at YouTube. We have them at my blog, and we also have them at Twitter. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. It's a little chilly today, but not sunny and chilly, so that's okay. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.